So, good evening everyone, thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Xenia and I am a wrestling fan. A fan of professional wrestling of 12 years now. And I know it sounds kind of like a support group introduction, it kind of is, but that's not the topic of the speech today. What do you guys know about professional wrestling? I would assume that you're somewhere in the I've heard something somewhere sphere. So let me tell you what it is. Wrestling, professional wrestling, is a show to which there are two main elements. The first one being the matches. That is staged matches. Matches that are designed to showcase the athleticism and the in-ring ability of the participants. And the second element we wrestling fans call kayfabe. Kayfabe is a certain sequence of events that form storylines that ideally come together in a storytelling mechanism rooted in continuity and classic dramatic writing. Well, now that I've hopefully introduced some structural integrity into your understanding of what wrestling is, I would like to ask you guys a question. What comes to mind when you hear about or see professional wrestling? Give me a word.
Fake.
Fake.
Actor.
Okay, fake.
Yeah.
Fake is the word that we hear a lot in the world of professional wrestling. It's the ultimate four-letter word of the industry. Fake fights, fake drama, fake matches, fake wrestlers, fake this, fake that. Let's scrap all of that. Let's not use the word fake. The word that we like to use is predetermined. Wrestling is predetermined. The outcomes of the matches and the storyline twists are determined by creative writers. But by no means is wrestling fake. Let me tell you a couple of things that you probably did not know about professional wrestling. You can't really see it on the slide for whatever reason, I don't know. But on average, about 80% of a professional wrestling match is improvised. It's not scripted. Also, one of the most common injuries that lead to early retirement in professional wrestling are neck injuries. And that actually was the case for Adam Copeland, more widely known as Edge, who became the youngest WWE Hall of Fame inductee at the early age of 39. A bump is a basic element in a professional wrestling match. And not is it only basic, but it's also one of the most dangerous. Let's talk about the anatomy of a wrestling ring a little bit. The surface that you see of a wrestling ring is basically about a 1-inch thick layer of plywood, layered with a bit of foam and a couple of layers of canvas. So basically, if you were to bump into it, if you were to take impact, it would be somewhat similar to you just walking down MGIMO hallway, tripping, and falling back first into a wooden floor, lined with a soft carpet. But I'm here today not to tell you that wrestling is scary and horrible and dangerous and not to ward you off the industry. But I'm here today to help you guys concentrate on things that are real instead of things that are fake. Wrestling creates real bonds, real human relationships. These two beautiful women that you see right here are Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, and they are from Australia. In Australia, wrestling is not that much of a developed industry. But these two girls have been best friends since they were 16, and now they are both in their early 30s, and they have clawed their way into the biggest, baddest wrestling industry in the world, WWE, training together, building each other up, and just this month, in February 2019, they competed in a match for the first ever inaugural WWE Women's Tag Team titles. They made history. Now, this ridiculously photogenic baby that you see on this picture is named Monroe Sky Mezanian, and she was born 10 months ago to Michael Mezanian, more widely known as The Miz, and his wife, Maurice. And they met back in 2006 because of a storyline. And back then, Maurice, a French-Canadian, could barely even speak any English. And they started dating because they were dating on screen. And nowadays, they are a true power couple, entrepreneurs, actors, they have their own reality TV show, they have 2 beautiful dogs and a beautiful baby, and another baby on the way. Another thing that is real are some moves, some things you just cannot fake, it's not humanly possible. We have already touched upon the anatomy of a wrestling ring a little bit, so now you guys know that it's not the softest / nicest thing to bump back first into. Now imagine doing that from hanging 8 feet above the ring, or sending your body through a steel ladder and breaking it, or bumping through a wooden table. This right here on this picture, in the very bottom of the screen that you can barely see, is Kevin Owens. He's one of my favorite wrestlers, and he just fell 20 feet / 6 meters off a steel cage, very ominously but very rightfully named Hell in a Cell. And he went through the announcer's table, shattering it to pieces. Can you fake that? And this here is Jimmy Havoc. Jimmy Havoc is a very prominent, famous British independent wrestler. And Jimmy has recently went down with a food poisoning. Well, happens to all of us, right? But the reason why that happened was, yeah, believe your eyes, this guy just took a bite out of a fluorescent lamp. Let's all wish that he gets well fast. And I would like to point out that when it comes to independent wrestlers in particular, these guys are willing to do all kinds of crazy things. Crazy stunts and flips. They bump back first into thumbtacks. They fracture their faces with ring hooks. And all that in front of a school gym audience of like 20 people. In hopes to impress the promotions, the media, the journalists, and the fans. You really want to say that the fans are an immense driving force in the world of professional wrestling. As a peer graduate, it would be fair of me to say that in the world of professional wrestling, there's the biggest, if not one of the biggest in the world, media / information sphere surrounding the industry. The uniqueness of the genre provides for endless opportunities for all kinds of fan activities. Podcasts, YouTube videos, fantasy bookings, analytics, merch and figure customization, you name it, everything. I even know a person who does very intricate repaints of My Little Ponies, inspired by wrestlers. How cool is that? And I don't mean to shamelessly self-promo, but I kind of do. I also have a YouTube channel where I talk about wrestling among other things, and I also talk about social issues and things that I believe in. So if you will, you can subscribe. And yeah, wrestling analytics just blow my mind every time. I have read articles that could as well be someone's masterpieces. I have read 10, 20, 50-page articles about the dynamics of certain wrestlers, about the continuity of their feuds throughout the years. I have even read an analysis of the moveset of the current Raw Tag Team Champions in the context of the culture and history of the American South and its influence on them. And here you might see a familiar face. Right here in the middle, it's me. It's me and my friends, and we're having a brunch in New York before the first ever WWE all-women's pay-per-view in history. And some of these girls I've only known through Twitter, and some of them I've known for many, many years, but I have made real friends through wrestling, and people who I can talk to about things that I believe in, about things that are important to me, who believe in equality, inclusion, who believe in the things that I believe in, and these things are very, very real to us. And I would like to wrap this up with a Harry Potter quote, because I cannot think of a single thing that you can't wrap up with a Harry Potter quote. The quote goes like, "Harry, of course it's happening in your head, but why on earth should that mean that it's not real?" Thank you.